Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Yeah, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me. I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the second grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
Boss Cowboys.
Your voice matters.
Yup, your voice matter, man. And Houston, we got a problem. The problem is, it's cool when he do it. It's a problem when somebody else do it. And it's clear. But not easy to see. Yup.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Cause it's a lot of noise going on with Micah Parsons. A lot of noise. And this noise is mostly about, just keeping it simple, this holdout. See, but we go compare the careers and set the record straight. Because this is slander season, and I ain't gonna have no parts of it. See, it's one thing to be righteous, it's another thing to see what's going on. I'll be right back.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights, is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the night, I do what I like, get a check, I go for the ride. I've been down the ride, for the win. Still move on the hush, never run for none. I face my fears, I just drop a nine, month to month, still from year to year. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. Get some checks, I invest, and I spend a check. Spend a check, get it back, then I take a risk.
Let's go.
Only race is the human, I take care of my skin. I was doing this as a rookie, now I'm up to vet. Set the trend, set the pace of play.
I'm up to vet
I don't
for real.
trip, but if I fall, bet I make a way. I take trips in the fall, watch the leaves change. I like to treat every day like it's my B-day. No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again, again, again.
Yep, welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Do it again, again, again.
All the executives, have a seat.
Do it again, again, again.
All right. Yeah, Cowboy Nation, we have to be very careful right now. That's basically what this video is about us being very conscious, very aware of some of the potential traps that we can fall in, okay? Because we got to realize that this is slander season. It is. So you got to really kind of watch the timing of things. That's what this whole show is about. Cause see, I'm seeing a massive outrage that's building and growing very strong against Micah Parsons. It's that time of the year, especially when it's contract time, to where you start seeing a lot of media hitmen come out, right? And their goal and design is to pressure the players into a better deal. Okay. And so you got to be very conscious and very aware, because if not, you can fall for the weed woo. So we go discuss some of the things that's going on with Micah Parsons, because what's really growing is a lot of, he's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to be a leader. Why is he not at training camp? But see, then we got to also ask, is it consistent? Because guess what? We've seen this before. We've seen it. But the crazy thing is the outrage was totally different. It was totally different. And because a lot of people thinking I'm just talking about the second contract, this also happened in the first contract. Literally the exact same thing. When I say exact, I mean exact. I'm talking about exact same thing. So let's just take a look real quick. I'm gonna ask everybody a question first. JC, what's going on, big dog? What's going on, bro? Let me just ask everybody a question real quick. Where's Micah going into? Is he going into his 4th year, his 3rd year, or his 5th year? I'm just asking a question. Let's just work through this. Let's think through this. Where's he going? He going into his 4th year. He's going to his 5th year. Where's he going? Yeah. So, yeah. So everybody's saying, rightfully so, 4th year, right? So this is the deal. The question is, when are you able to negotiate for a new contract if you are superseding your current contract? What year can you do that? I'm talking about what year can you do that by contract? But what does the contract say for rookies? When can you start renegotiating? When you are outperforming your deal. D.A. Lee got it right. After year 3. Yeah. So let's go look at the paperwork. Okay? Because this is what the paperwork says. If you go to NFL Collective Bargaining Agreement, Article 7. You scroll on down to the bottom. A rookie contract for a drafted rookie may not be renegotiated, amended, or altered in any way until after the final regular season game of the player's 3rd contract year. Yeah. And so my boy Tyrone Church said the problem is Parsons signed his 5th year contract. Yeah, but see, even when you sign your 5th year contract, you can still fight. That don't mean you can't fight. Yeah. It's just, you're able to then start the negotiations. And this is by, the documentation of the NFL collective bargaining agreement. It's what it is. And this happens when you are the type of player that's exponentially superseding the performance of the first contract or your rookie contract. So every player can't do this. This is for who? People that can do this are what? People that can do this are what? The exceptionals. The ones that's freaks. The ones that's able to do what others can't do performance-wise. So, a lot of people believe that he's supposed to wait his turn. No. I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody right now. There's no turn. The turn is this. There's no rules when you boxing billionaires. There's no etiquette. There's no, it's nasty. It's the only way I can tell you. You not go box billionaires for millions and it's pretty. So what's going on with Micah Parsons is you getting a lot of people upset that he's not at OTAs. And they saying, but you said you was gonna be a leader. Okay. See, this is what we shouldn't do if we being fair. We shouldn't cherry pick. My boy Tuck in the building. And Tuck, I'm gonna really try to explain this. He say the hypocrisy in the fan base is the same, bro. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when they see you say, bro, listen. Ooh.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
See, if we being fair, don't just cherry pick what he said. Cause he said more than I want to be a leader. He also said he want to get the bag. See, let's not leave that part out. Let's not leave that's also important to him, his legacy, and his family. Yeah, that's very important. So let's just listen to him.
You want to be back? Contract coming up. Gotta secure it.
Okay, so that's him and CeeDee Lamb. What did he say? Contract. See, people ain't gonna talk about this part of the interview, which was the very first thing they talked about, is that you got to secure the bag. Huh. Yeah. So, all right. So, because I've been seeing this a lot. Leaders lead by example, not just talk. So let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Let's just go and get down to it. Let me stop teasing y'all. Y'all realize that Zack Martin did this, right? He did this twice. And it was literally no talk about leading by example. None. It was zero. It was no talks. Everybody was saying, Pam. That's what I mean by
cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Martin had just 1 year left on his rookie deal. The 5th year option, the team exercised, but he wanted long-term security. Ultimately, he got what he wanted as he signed a new 6-year contract worth $84 million just 18 days after the holdout began. It made Martin the top paid guard in the NFL. And guess what he held out to? The Dallas Cowboys are without their all-pro right guard, as Zack Martin has not reported to training camp. You have to go back to 2018 when the veteran guard was absent from team activities and refused to participate in OTAs.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
So Micah missing OTAs, and he not leading by example. Zack Martin missed OTAs, and it's all good. We got to really look at it. Okay. All right. So this is the problem. A lot of y'all, what y'all doing, y'all equating saying you want to be a leader to showing up to OTAs. That's a false equivalency. That's a very false equivalency. It's extremely false. Because Zack Martin, whether he said or not, has always been considered a leader. And I'm going to ask y'all a question. And let me see if y'all can be honest today. Which one is worse? Which one is worse? Missing training camp or missing voluntary OTAs? Let's see if y'all be honest today. What's up, OC?
Salute, man. What's up, Boss Cowboy?
Chilling. So I'm asking the chat, which one is worse? I want to see some answers too. Which one is worse? I'm gonna ask you, which one is worse? Missing OTA?
Missing training camp. It's an obvious answer. It's a loaded question. All day long, missing training camp. So, here's the thing. This is what I don't like. I don't like this subtle, quiet, in disguise double standard. Because it's okay for certain players to do certain things to get their money. But when other players do similar things, not even as quote-unquote aggressive as others, then all of a sudden, they are a contradiction. They are, a bad person. This even reminds me going back years ago when Emmitt Smith held out a couple games to get his money. He has support in the locker room, but if you look in the media and outside of that, it was people, oh man, they said he was the worst thing besides Satan himself for not coming and playing those games for the Cowboys and standing up for himself. So this is just kind of really odd and strange that in today's culture, see, there's a culture and a subculture. So there's the culture of the NFL in terms of players holding out, but then there's a subculture beneath that of how the Dallas Cowboys do business. And that's what we're really talking about here. We're talking about the subculture and the best way to deal with this anomaly of an organization that does business a certain way and what you need to do to get your contract.
Yeah. So when I look at Zack Martin, I'm going to say this, and I said this last year. Zack Martin is worse. And clearly worse. I'm talking about based on what he did last year. Because he missed training camp. And this is what people not putting together. He missed training camp after he came to OTAs, which gave the impression that I'm all in. And you was.
And what's worse, Boss Cowboy? He missed training camp when he came to OTAs when he already had just a couple years previously agreed to a lucrative contract extension.
Yeah.
He held out for more money on top of the extension that he had already received a couple years ago because he was underpaid by position and by performance.
Right.
That's the total story.
So, check this out. Because, see, this is what a lot of people not getting, bro. See, somebody came to my Twitter. They said, how does Zack set that precedent? Because I played this, and then a lot of people got butthurt.
So if you allow Zack Martin to put pressure on you while already having a contract to get more, who's gonna stop the other group of youngsters that's coming up to also hold your feet to the fire? So if you allow, and I'm just keeping it real, if you allow Zack Martin to do this, you telling me Micah Parsons not next? You telling me CD not gonna be 3 years into his second contract, doing good, balling out, and will say, you know what? I'm not showing up to training camp because I don't like my contract anymore. See, if you let one guy do it, you opening it up for precedent for other guys to do it next.
So when that video was played, OC, obviously I start getting responses. And you start getting some sarcastic responses. Like this guy, how does Zack set that precedent? LOL. Players have been doing this forever, Zeke included. And so it's like, you know, I said it amazed me how people so sarcastic with the LOLs and sneak diss, but wrong at the same time. Clue, it was the second contract. So I just put this in the public, and obviously I ain't getting no responses. I said, name another Dallas Cowboy player that held out in his second contract, went to the media about wanting more, and missed training camp. You can use the entire history of the Dallas Cowboys. Go. This is another clue. Second contracts are way bigger than the first contracts. What's your thoughts, OC?
Yeah, man. I mean, second contracts is where you really win and secure your family and your legacy. Your second contract is probably your most important contract because you're playing off of that rookie deal, which gives you some money, especially if you're a high draft pick like Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, you got some money that can kind of really secure you. But however, when you talk about the second contract, that's always the bigger bag, and that's the one that people are playing for. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. I mean, look, we can talk about tomato as it relates to Zack Martin all day long, but at the end of the day, let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's talk about the really important things here that we hadn't probably mentioned right now. Who's the more important player to this team right now?
Micah Parsons.
Okay, all right. Who has more years left? That are more highly productive years left?
Micah Parsons.
Okay, great. Then, now let's put Micah Parsons aside, okay? Let's put him aside for a second. So now let's talk about CeeDee Lamb. Who's more important, Zack Martin or CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb.
Who has the most upside and most productive Pro Bowl years left?
CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, so then now the whole crowd that has this question, just answer your own question. There you go. You answer your whole question. So what we should do is just stand on what is very, very straightforward common sense and just straightforward business acumen. This is business acumen 101. You pay your most important pieces first. That's business acumen 101. You pay the most important employees first. You pay the employees with the most upside first. You pay people that have given you a massive multiplier net return on investment first.
Oh.
This is what you do. This is what you do. So, yeah, man, it's funny.
Oh, man.
Which position has the most value? Defensive end. Okay, let's move Micah Parsons to the side. Okay, what position is most important? Defensive end or our number one wide receiver? I mean, offensive guard, our number one wide receiver. Our number one wide receiver is most important. You see, when you start asking, here's the thing with people. This is funny. When you start asking the right questions, Boss Cowboy, you start getting the right answers.
Right.
As long as you're asking the wrong questions, you always are going to be deceived. You're going down a path that's not even fruitful. You begin to ask the right questions, you will begin to get the right answers. And that's all we're presenting to you today.
I'm gonna get to the point, and then I'm gonna come back to this point, because I want to make sure people focus on what I'm really saying. This is what I'm saying. If you are talking right now like people that have nefarious motives, your timing is off, even if you righteous. And on top of that, it's not even equal treatment to somebody who had worse behavior. if you look up and what you putting on Twitter sounds like David Moore, probably a good time to chill out. Cause I'm gonna tell you, when I did this video, right, about Micah Parsons, and was it appropriate or inappropriate what he was doing with Ant-Man after the Mavs game?
And who was that in the
That's Sierra.
That's Sierra.
And that was for, remember she went with Russell Wilson. She had that inappropriate dress on, but married.
Oh yeah, I got
you know what I'm saying? So I did that for effect. You feel me?
Okay, got it. I was wondering.
Yeah. So I did that for effect, to show inappropriate versus appropriate. Mm-hmm. See, when I talked about this, I was more so saying in a righteous mode, Micah, read the room. Micah, this is how to move in Dallas. Because I want you to succeed. I want you to do well. I want you to move in a way to where you don't piss people off accidentally. That's a righteous motive. But when I look up and I see people in my comments that Micah selfish, trade him and all that kind of stuff, and I say, whoa, wait. No. And then I look up and David Moore taking shots. And then I look up and then a whole bunch of media around the world is taking shots around contract time. Nah. Even my righteous content need to cease. Real talk.
Well, let me mention something about David Moore's comment in particular, okay? Because I want to bring a little bit of fair balance to this. He does have a point, boss. He said that Parsons,
we already agree. I already agree.
He has a point.
Now he has a point, but he don't mean well. We all know that he's many people done already pointed him out. The fans, so many people done already pointed him out. Why do you think he always get the first question?
Yeah.
How much your soul costs to get that privileged seat?
What does it profit a man?
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. Yeah. So it's like David Moore go at Dak. He go, yeah. Even the fan was going at him. When the fan going at you for being a yes man and divorce for the Cowboys, and you taking shots at Dak and Micah, even in righteousness, I'm not in it. I just wait.
On the motive, yes. On the motive.
On the motive. Because my motive is righteous. You see what I'm saying? Right. I want Micah to succeed. I want him to move right in Dallas. Right? I want him to make the right moves. But if what I'm saying sounds like for instance, this is a good example, right? You gonna feel me on this. I have critiques for Dak. Right? I can have critiques for Dak. Real critiques. But if I look up and the people that's amen-ing me are Ku Klux Klan members that hate black people and Romo fans, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
That's my whole point.
My critique is to build you. Their critique is to kill you.
Right.
That's the difference. Right. That's the difference. So that's you know what, boss? That's so good, boss. That's a quotable. That's like a life lesson. You got to understand the difference between people's critiques that are meant to build you versus those that are meant to kill you.
Right.
That's a life lesson. That's true. Yeah, and Micah Parsons, man, when you think about him and how he's looking at this situation and dealing with it, he's very square set on, hey, getting the bag, right? He's very square set on that. And you know what? He should be, by the way. He should be. It is right for him to do so. He has earned the right to be in aggressive talks, right? We can't say when the contract will get done, but he's earned that right. And yes, there is an element of self-interest that you have to have as a professional athlete.
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Hold on, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you. OC finishing what he's saying, then it's on you, Tuck. Go ahead, OC. Right.
Yeah, and if you don't have an element of self-interest, it will sabotage your own family's legacy because of the fact that you are being so, here's the key word, naive. You're being so naive. It's naivety. You're being so naive to believe that your employer always has your best interest when they don't.
They don't.
When they don't.
I'm gonna give one more example, and I'm gonna let Tuck cook because I could tell he ready to say something. Another example I would say like this: if you got a son and he been drinking, and he back into your mailbox, right? Mm-hmm. And you go out there and you start, son, get in the house, and you fight, and y'all have a fight, right? Mm-hmm. Even to the point where you bloody your son. Mm-hmm. When the police show up, what's been going on? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
I heard there's some commotion out here. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, we just going in the house. What's that blood on you? Hey, I was brushing my teeth and messed up some gums. See you, officer. Close the door. Tuck, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, yo, OC, man, you need to go ahead and license that. That's a bar, bro, because some people are built, you know what I'm saying, to help you build, but some people are here to kill you. And I feel like that's what's going on in our community right now. And honestly, y'all, it got me hella frustrated. I mean, if y'all cannot tell, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in our Cowboys community, whether it's, you know, with content creators or whether it's, you know, media, is that it's more about self. It's not about what's best for the team, right? We all know that Micah needs to work on things, but he's only 25 years old. And Law Nation posted this. Name somebody else out of that draft class who isn't a quarterback that you can think as a leader. And people was it takes some time to grow into a leader. And a lot of times, honestly, in Dallas, unless you're the quarterback, you got to become a made man first. Micah Parsons cannot walk in their rookie year talking about DeMarcus Lawrence, if you late to practice, we gonna find you. Bro, you haven't earned it yet. You have to earn it. So what people don't understand, leadership doesn't come just like that. These are grown men with millions and millions of dollars. You're going to have to earn it. So I did a video the other day when it comes to leadership, and I kind of broke down the Ninja Turtles, right? People lead in different ways. The way that Dak Prescott leads the Dallas Cowboys, it will never be the way that Micah Parsons leads the Dallas Cowboys. It'll never be the way that CeeDee Lamb leads the Dallas Cowboys. It'll never be the way that Zeke leads. Everybody has different ways to lead. But what it is, y'all, is that the Leonardo, which I kind of described in my video, if you haven't saw it, right? Leonardo always stuck by the rules. He always listened to Master Splinter. He never went out of bounds, right? So everybody wants leadership to fit in that box. And why do they want that to happen? Because it's comfortable, right? They want Micah to say and smile and say the right things at all times. And, you know, like that, it's just not his DNA. The way that he's going to lead is going to be different. So I see a lot of people in the chat in the Cowboys communities like, well, Micah missed out on bonding time. Well, maybe bonding time might be taking my homeboys to go boxing with me off the team, or taking them to the Mavs game with me and bond that way, or going bowling. He has spoken a lot of times about Damone Clark. I posted that interview. He said Damone Clark was like his little brother when he was building through the injury. Like, he was reaching out to Damone, keeping him encouraged, right? He was bringing him out. They have bowling nights. It's him and Damone. They talk one-on-one, right? So that's ways of leadership. Mozzie Smith. I don't think I've seen another player with Mozzie Smith directly besides Micah Parsons.
And my thing is this, Tuck. Why wasn't these cases of bond time made when Zack Martin was holding out?
And that is my question, right? But here's what it is, right? Oh, boss, it's Zack Martin. It's Hall of Fame.
Man, no.
But see how people will protect Zack Martin at all case. But if you mention Tyron Smith, he's always hurt. He wasn't worth it. Tyron Smith is first ballot. You got to see what he did last year. And so it's just like we play these protections with certain people, and we always skew the rules. And get it, we know
we change the rules.
Why. We know it. And
Mike is missing out on bonding, right, but Zack Martin holding out on training camp. It's okay.
We had a brand new offensive coordinator last year with Mike McCarthy taking over with the West Coast offense. We had a brand new offensive line coach last year, and your leader was missing.
Training camp.
Out of Oxnard. And not one word.
Hold on,
not
Tuck.
one piece.
Tuck, let's add one more thing. Wow, paid. Twice.
While paid under contract. But with Micah, you are under contract. You should still show up. Now, what's being missed, right? Nobody's talking about this ain't the first year Micah has missed this. Micah has missed this numerous times before. This isn't new, right?
Yeah.
This isn't new. But what happened is they painted this picture as that. Now, let me ask y'all, and I'll ask everybody in the chat. You think that Jane Slater said, hey, Micah, are you going to be attending camp for the rest of the week and participating on the field activities? And Micah said, yeah, I'm going to do. She probably said, hey, Micah, are you going to be here tomorrow? He's like, yeah. So technically, Micah was there. He did work out. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know those little things. Just like when we were watching this Mike McCarthy interview on Twitter, it made you seem like Mike McCarthy was furious that Micah wasn't there. But then when you go and watch the interview, he was mad at Jane for asking the same question. So the tonality of it's different. But when you read it, it looked like that anger was coming towards Micah. It was more aimed at Jane.
Yeah, it was clearly at Jane.
It was aimed at Jane, but everyone takes it for granted. So it's like, I get it, right? People don't like the podcast and the shoes. But at the end of the day, don't act like this is Kelvin Joseph. This is Micah Parsons, bro. Nothing on this defense works without him. Let's keep it a buck. The games that Zack Martin missed with COVID in that 2021 season, we didn't miss a step with Connor McGovern out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people get this protection thing, and it's frustrating because we're trying to get the ball. But what I'm trying to explain to Cowboys fans, the real ones who bleed it, like everyone's watching this show right now, we can't get to where we want to go if we can't get rid of this culture of BS that's going on with our organization. And if you go look at my pinned tweet, it was Zeke's not a leader. Micah's not a leader.
I got it right here.
Cooper's not a leader. Dez not a leader. We always paint these narratives on certain players, but then some players, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Jalen Smith did everything on the field and off the field. You couldn't ask for a better brand ambassador. People were pissed off that he had glasses, wanted him gone.
Or a swipe.
Or a swipe. People hated the swipe. And so that's the problem, bro. It's just like Cowboys fans get so fickle because we're in our emotions, but it's like keep the same energy. That's all I'm asking. So if you hate the swipe and you hate Jalen Smith, then hate LVE for constantly missing games. But it's like, if you mention the idea of bringing in Bobby Wagner last year, we don't need him. We got LVE.
What? Hey, but Tuck, I got a lot I got to get out of here, bro.
Go ahead.
But, man, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you. We keep doing your thing, bro. But Cowboys Nation, let's wake up, bro. We're trying to get back to real football, but we can't get there as long as we got all these distractions. And the sad part is we get mad at mainstream media for these distractions, but our in-house people are building this bigger circus than it needs to be right now.
Yep.
Just say Micah Parsons, but the way they dressed it, Micah was the only person missing. No, CD was gone. They didn't ask Mike McCarthy one question about CD's absence in the contract. None of that talk. It was all focused on Micah. But why is Micah the focal point? Because right now he's the low-hanging fruit. You can mention Micah in any article, any YouTube video, and it's going to circulate because people got all these different ideas about him. It's like, let's just move on, because at the end of the day, when it's week one and Micah's on the field, you know that he's going to be somebody that the offensive coordinators have to scheme around because they know he can wreck the game. You see what I'm saying? So
appreciate it, OG.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it, bro.
That was Tuck, man. Make sure y'all follow Tuck at CFO Sports. All right, so this is what I want to ask OC.
Yo.
Out of Micah and Zack Martin, who's having a better career start?
Micah Parsons, and you led me right into where I was going, boss. You see his chemistry. It's like yin and yang. And you know what? I'm going to say this. People talk about first ballot Hall of Fame, Zack Martin. He held out, blah, blah, blah. Do you not understand what you're looking at when you look at Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons has 40 sacks going into his fourth year. 40 sacks going into his fourth year. So theoretically speaking, let's just say that 100 sacks is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Would you agree with that? I would say probably 90. But let's just say 100.
Yeah.
100 sacks is definitely automatic first ballot Hall of Famer. Do you realize with similar productions, Micah Parsons is less than 5 seasons away, less than 5 full seasons away from being a first ballot Hall of Famer? Barring injury, anything can happen.
Let's put them side by side.
Yes.
So Zack Martin, second team All-American, was a 2013 no-name bowl MVP. Pretty excellent 2010 All-Decade team.
100%.
All-Rookie team.
100%.
So then when you look at his overall, you got 9 Pro Bowls, 2 second team, and 7 first team. Okay.
7. That's fantastic.
Now let's look at Micah.
Fantastic career.
Big Ten linebacker of the year. Consensus All-American. This not on the list, but I would say also higher draft pick. All rookie team, like Zack Martin, but on the defense. Buckets Award, higher than Zack Martin. Did Zack Martin get a offensive rookie of the year?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. And when you go look at the Pro Bowls and you go look at the second team All Pros, they tracking around the same with a guy who was just thrown out there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was saying, boss. I mean, look, man, if he has similar production, do you not realize, and this is barring health because anything can happen, but just to say he has similar production. So 3 years from now, at the end of year 6, theoretically speaking, he has 80 sacks. Let's say he has a surplus year, because every now and then these defensive ends, they have a surplus year, boss. You know what I'm saying? Where they average 12 sacks, but they got 17 or 18 or something like that. They had like a real strong year. Okay, throw in one of those years. He's close to 100 sacks before year 8. Before year 9, if the dude is healthy, he's going to have 100 plus sacks. I'm going on record saying that. And look, if Micah Parsons stays healthy, right, he doesn't miss any significant games in terms of like a season-ending injury. Before Micah Parsons gets to year 9, the dude will have 100 plus sacks. That is unheard of. That is unheard of. So it's pretty phenomenal and unique what you're watching. And sometimes we get real spoiled, boss, and we just take it for granted, man. Yeah, follow, like, subscribe. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports, man, on all the channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, now X. All right? So
they say they burning us. They burning us. 167 watching, 91 likes. Yeah. And y'all getting that sauce, man. Y'all getting that unadulterated sauce right now, man. And see this is what I took. What you just said is what I said too, bro. And Micah did all that while still learning the position.
Yeah, he's not even fine-tuned technically yet. He's really not.
He not.
A lot of it's just he's not fine-tuned technically, bro. He's really not. A lot of this is just raw athleticism with him learning a couple good moves. Just athleticism, learning a few really good moves that he can throw. But man, when he's not even fully inebriated, he's not fully inoculated to the position. So
I'm gonna say a couple of more things too, to be balanced. It's a couple of things that I knew was gonna happen. I'm for the podcast, but I knew it was gonna be used against him. I knew it. I always said he was walking on gasoline, playing with matches. Even if you don't say nothing wrong, it's gonna be just the fact that you said, I want to be a leader. Now what they doing? They taking that and connecting that to, well, you're not at OTAs.
Yeah, they go turn it against you, man. Anything that you say can and will be used against you.
Doing contract. And it's just what it is. Especially when you're the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
that's part of it.
It's like, man, and you already know they finna do them bad. Yeah. You already know. It's like, even if he say everything right, Cause see, what people not putting together is when you say I want to be a better leader, you still got business to handle. Like getting your bread. You still got a box to billionaire. That don't mean you don't want to be there. That don't mean he just hanging out, just chilling, playing with his thumbs. It's like, no, I got business to handle.
Boss, but I'm gonna keep it real, man. I'm gonna cut to the chase. You know what a lot of this is, boss? It's financial envy. A lot of these people looking at this dude and they know he's about to get $100-something million, and they hate their lives and their jobs and their careers, and they want to comment because all he does is sack quarterbacks and why him, not me, and I wish I could be $100 million man. This stuff is financial envy, bro. A lot of this stuff is financial envy, bro. All this fake criticism. What would you do in this person's shoes? Well, you don't know because you never would be in their shoes because you can't do what they can do. And so that's what a lot of this stuff is, man. And it's really just jealousy. It's haters, man. What do they say? Haters go hate. That's what it is, man.
My boy say,
just pure hate.
My boy say, title is dumb. Everyone was pissed at Zack Martin. You ain't got to lie, Darren. You ain't got to lie. It was overwhelmingly, pay Zack Martin. I don't care. Pay him on both of his holdouts. I don't know why y'all got to lie. So he talking about this title. Yeah, it's cool when he do it, a problem when I do it. No, the energy is way different. You ain't got to come in here lying. Everybody remember just last year that hardly none of y'all had a problem with Zack Martin holding out doing training camp. Let me ask one more question, OC. This is my last question, then I'm gonna get to these super chats. Which one is easier to budget for and expect? Micah Parsons or Zack Martin on his second contract? Which one was easier to know was coming? I would easily say Micah Parsons. Why? Because it's already spelled out in the collective bargaining agreement that by year 3, an exceptional performing rookie can renegotiate. So how do you watch Micah Parsons get defensive rookie of the year and not say, hey man, we need to go and prepare for a potential holdout? How do you not forecast that? But there was no way for you to forecast what Zack Martin did because he agreed to his 6-year contract. He agreed to it. Yeah. And it ain't nobody in Cowboys history that ever did what Zack Martin did.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know what time it is, man. Some of this stuff is our guys, and Zack Martin has always been one of our guys, man. He's always been, he's in the Jason Witten family. You understand?
Yeah.
Like one of those guys that can almost do anything he wants and get away with it, and it'll be okay. And he came into our office and he said, you better not draft another guard. Not saying that Zack Martin did this as an example, but Jason Witten used to do stuff like that. You're wasting a draft pick and draft another tight end, and doing all that kind of weird stuff to your boss, right? So at the end of the day, man, he was always going to be taken care of like a favorite son, not just a son, boss, a favorite son, number one. Now, juxtaposed to Micah Parsons, not that he's not a favorite son, but Micah Parsons is different because he's not a compliant son in the way that you want him to be. He's not as compliant. He's not as obedient. And so Micah Parsons is a guy, at the end of the day, boss, this is what I think is going to happen with him. He's going to end up playing out this year, and he's going to have a great year. He's going to be plus 15 sacks, might have 17 sacks, something bananas. And then I think that he should shake that dude's hand, right, that you just saw, Joey Bosa, walk out of the building, do a press conference at the end of the regular season and say this. Say, guys, I've proven myself to be one of the best in the game. And, we need to deal with our long-term relationship now. I will not take another step in this building, unless I get a contract extension. I will not be back. And he needs to just, that's it. That needs to be it. That needs to be his statement. And that's it. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let me echo that.
Yeah.
This is one thing that Zack Martin did better than Micah Parsons. Zack Martin was very clear on what the reasons he was holding out for. See, Micah Parsons is too ambiguous right now. See, I heard this could be a warning shot and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, nah, man, you don't. When you boxing a billionaire, you need to shoot for the head.
Yeah.
All these warning shots and all that. Nah.
They don't respond when you fading and pulling punches, bro.
No.
They only respond if you hit them in their face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You punch them in their face, okay.
And see, that's what Zack Martin did. And see, so D.A. Lee keeping us balanced. He said, so wait, now are we saying players got to honor their contract? Nope, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. What Zack Martin did was way worse, but with way less energy. That's what I'm saying. So Zack Martin really did what Tyron Smith should have did his first 4 years.
Yeah, that's one of the worst. I mean, and I respect the guy, but man, I just wish he would have got paid more, man. I wish he would have.
He got destroyed.
I mean, man, they got him on that 10-year, bro. They got, I mean, and I understand why he did it when he did it, man. And I'm not in his position, and I'm not nobody to say what the man should do. But I'm saying, looking back on it, if hindsight,
he got toe up, bro.
You know, if hindsight is 2020, I was just like, man, bro.
He should have saw that by foresight. To be honest,
yeah, he signed a lifetime deal.
Yeah,
that's what he did. He signed a lifetime deal in a short-term game.
Yeah,
and a lot of people do that. Patrick Mahomes did that too.
Yeah, you know, he sold his whole soul like a dummy.
Yeah, he signed a lifetime deal.
Yep.
In a short-term game.
Yep.
And you shouldn't do that.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Mahomes got the dumbest deal in history.
There's no way. His contract. They should renegotiate his contract and pay him $5 million every Super Bowl win. This boy got 3 Super Bowl wins, bro. This boy got 3 Super Bowl wins, and he's not even 30.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's 28 yet. He's not even 28 yet.
Yeah.
He has 3 Super Bowl wins.
His contract. You want to know the truth? Patrick Mahomes' contract is worse than T. Smith.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Bro, his average. And look, every re-signed dude makes his contract, he's gonna be like the 15th highest paid quarterback in a couple of years. It's bananas.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like the 15th highest paid quarterback in the league. And he's the best. Oh man.
I got a couple of more things, man, that I got to get to. That's very important before we conclude this. But this is very important because this is the whole point of the show. Hold on real quick. I thought I had it pulled up. Dog, got some dead time. All right, real quick. Let me pull this up real quick because I had a very important question. And then we go get down to the nitty gritty. You go feel me when I ask this question too, OC. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. Nah, I'm going to wait till I pull it up. I'm going to read it and put it all together. All right. All right, here it is. Y'all give me 1 second. Dang. Found it. Whew. Here it is. I was under pressure. You know how you're under that pressure and you be tripping? All right. Yeah. Let me make this bigger, man, because this is the real point of the show. The bigger point of the show is not to cry about Zack Martin because he already paid. Mike Parkins trying to get paid. It's more about kind of showing why we need to have a smart voice. The OC and I coined Your Voice Matter because we really know our voices matter. I'm talking about as a unit, as a Cowboy Nation. When we are speaking in the right voice, it matters. But guess what? When we speaking in the wrong voice, it matters too. So we often hear the Dallas Cowboys negotiate through the media. In practical application, how does it happen? And even more importantly, who are the specific media who do it? Y'all want to see an example? To me, a pretty clear example. All right, let me show y'all something. Do y'all remember when Emmitt Smith came out saying Dak Prescott should take a team-friendly deal and make up the rest in endorsements? Do y'all remember that? He said Dak has to understand and maybe take another perspective. The perspective may not be all the money you can get. It may be how much of the money you willing to leave on the table, because the Cowboys is a marketable organization. So if you are the face of the franchise, would it not, instead of taking 35, would you take 28 and leave some for Amari and pick up the other 35 through endorsements?
Yeah, he sounds like Stephen Jones, Boss Cowboy. He sounds like Stephen Jones brought on a piece of paper and said, "Hey, Emmitt, come here, Emmitt, come here, man. If you get a chance to say something about this contract, here, man, go ahead and say this." I mean, he sounds just like Stephen Jones. That don't even say, you know how people say stuff and you know it's not them, it don't sound like them? Like, that's not him. He don't really talk like that.
Don't make sense. Especially for somebody who held out himself.
Is that okay? So Emmitt, why didn't you give them a team-friendly deal on your contract, knowing that the Dallas Cowboys is a marketable organization? Did you give them that? Oh no, you held out for 2 regular season games, and guess what, Emmitt? Here's the secret, and I love your respect. You're best of all, one of the best of all time, if not the best. But look, you would have held out for more games had they not paid you your money.
Yeah, he would have held out more games.
He would have held out more games had they not paid to do this money.
Let me show y'all something real quick. Just real quick. Let me turn off this music. Because remember, I asked y'all a question. We often hear that the Cowboys negotiate through the media. What does it look like? More importantly, who would it be?
Mr. Jones, Darren Woodson just came out here to do commercial real estate. Is there something about the Cowboys where they all jump into commercial real estate, come out here to this particular franchise? What is it that has created that pipeline of talent from football to commercial real estate?
Well, I've been in commercial real estate ever since my college graduation. And it's an exciting area. It's very competitive. It's a contact sport. It doesn't surprise me that these ball players engage in it and are good at it. And so I know that it's certainly made a lot of good things possible for me. It's rewarding because you get to meet so many good people. So the whole area is a place that I could recommend any of our players that Emmitt is involved in it. So the whole area is a place that I could recommend any of our players that Emmitt is involved in it. So the whole area is a place that I could recommend any of our players that Emmitt is involved in it, to just name one. But many of our players are involved in real estate.
Zack said that his representative.
Interesting.
Made a counteroffer to the Cowboys. Are you pleased with how things are going in those discussions right now?
Well, as I just mentioned, I'm sorry, we're fortunate to have the players that have interest in their contract at the forefront. We're fortunate to have that number of players that have that. We are doing contracts here 100% of the time on the entire Cowboys. And we really never know where we are with anybody until we get one done, and then everybody has agreed. but we're moving along satisfactorily with all of our contract negotiation.
Can you talk a little bit about where you are in Florence and why it's not just as easy to this thing's done now?
Yes. We all understand that in a negotiation, both parties can really want to get it done. They've just got to go into the area where they have some disagreements. Usually it's about the amount of money or the time.
Now keep in mind, they intentionally are right now not talking to Dak, CD, or Micah Parsons. Representatives. When you can see right here, he clearly saying, oh, you just need to go to the parts of disagreements to get it done.
That you're talking about issues like that. Some disagreements. Usually it's about the amount of money or the time that you're talking about issues like that. Some disagreements. Usually it's about the amount of money or the time that you're talking about issues like that. And so that you can have times when you feel real good, you feel like you're making progress. You can have times when you...
And see, I made this because this is around the time they was leaking how much Dak was turning down, but it was no leaks on the time and the duration of those contracts. They was basically making Dak look greedy.
Right.
Don't feel as good. This isn't in any way unique to DeMarcus. This has gone on as far back for me, notably with Emmitt Smith. And of course, any of you that know my relationship with Emmitt Smith today know that that's kind of a memory that we kind of smile about and fond. And by the way, here we are 20-something years later and we're in business together. So that's just the business. It's a part of the business. The main thing I don't want to be is cavalier.
So when you see, and you say, because some people say, here come boss with the conspiracy theories. Okay. All right. I got to break down the difference between conspiracy theory and reasonable doubt. Because it's a, see, this is the thing. You can be guilty and you can use your common sense in a court of law. A lot of people think you got to catch them with a knife. It got to be a video of you shooting them. No. It can be quality, reasonable doubt where you can use your common sense. You really can. Right? So I was keeping up with the trial with Trump. One of the most important things that the judge told them, right, the jury, is he said, y'all got to understand how to use your common sense. Okay. He said, so I'm going to give you an example. So if you wake up and you see the whole ground is wet and you see people awake walking around with umbrellas, it's reasonable doubt that it just rained. That's not ever go be a conspiracy theory. That's using your common sense. So we still go throw alleged on there for our safety and security. But when you see Emmitt, who held out, come back and say something so ridiculous, and you see that he's in business with Jerry, where you hear Jerry say, I refer deals to these players, and mention Emmitt by name, it is reasonable for me to deduct that he is likely and allegedly a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I mean, The strongest relationships oftentimes are business relationships. And here's the end of the day. Just like when Emmett played for the Cowboys, he gave his best. Well, in the business sense, I'm sure working with Mr. Jones now, he's giving his best. And, you know, if it's tied to his success and income, let's just say, I think the man's going to do his best. Can y'all use y'all common sense on that one? It's just, it is what it is, man.
Let me take this. Yeah. So this is the whole point. This is why I am going to greatly pause on my righteous content about Micah Parsons. I'm retired from righteous content during this season. During the season in which, and anybody that been following the Cowboys know that there is a season where this happens. That's where Tuck did an excellent job of showing the pattern of when it's contract time, how you start seeing all these articles come out against some of these players. So during this time, content creators, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. If you do that after hearing this presentation and you want to stay righteous, that's on you. That's fine. I don't care. That's you. But for the people that have a voice outside of content, to me, this is a bad time to not recognize the obvious hypocrisy. The obvious hypocrisy. And I would say don't fall for it. Because you cannot be okay with Zack Martin pulling a sneak attack, missing out on training camp, but then focusing on how Micah Parsons doing voluntary workouts could be bonding with the young guys. Nah, it's too much energy that's way different. The energy is too different, and the timing is bad. So because I know my voice matter, I choose to not use my voice during contract time when I know these guys are under attack. Because what I'm doing is for righteousness. When I say Michael, read the room, I'm saying that because I care about him. And I want him to make smart decisions knowing where he is. But when they do it, they doing it because they trying to rob him from generational wealth. And I'm not cool with it. Let's get it on seat.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. Let's get to these super chats. And I appreciate it, man. I see a lot of y'all saying 100 agree and all that kind of stuff. And that's what we trying to do over here, man. We ain't trying to upstage nobody. We ain't trying to make nobody look bad. Our whole goal is to be balanced. That's the whole goal of what we always try to do over here, man. So our first super chat from Smoke. But before we get to these super chats, I gotta hit the button, man.
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Come on.
He said, I told you, boss, JJ is slowing down since that time. I think I don't know if he's slowing down, man. Jerry Jones' mind still seems like it's working pretty good. If anything, where I see that age on him is he seems like he's starting to speak his mind. For real. That part of the age I see on him, like how he did Jane. He said, your problem is, whoa.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, OC?
No, man. I think that his mind is sharp as a tack. His body is aging, but his mind is still really good.
Yeah, his mind good.
You know, he you're not gonna really change the way he played ball. He's been doing this for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades, and in his mind, it's not a reason for him to change up how he do it. So
yeah. And so then my boy Smoke one for you, man. I appreciate Smoke. And let me tell you, OC, this is one of the main things I like about Smoke one for you. He fully involved. Like Smoke one for you be tagging me on so many videos and so many different things I might miss. Boss, check this out. Boss, make sure you saw this. Boss, make sure you man, we got an army. You know what I mean? And Smoke is a lieutenant for sure, or general. So appreciate you, Smoke. And then Smoke with another super chat said, Boss, why are we fans acting up? Just watch Parsons' brother interview with Dak Attack. No more words need to be said. And tell J Tuck we good. I need to watch that interview. I haven't watched that interview yet. So I don't want to speak on something I didn't see. And Dak Attack and I was going to go back and forth today about this, you know. And this is the thing about Dak Attack that I fully understand. I want to get your thoughts on this, OC. Yeah. Some people go see this different based on their backgrounds. Mm-hmm. So Dak Attack is from military. Mm-hmm. So when you coming from a military background, it's gonna be, no, you supposed to go and all that. And I understand that because that's his point of view based on his upbringing. His life experience. My life experience is in insurance, business. So I'm gonna look at this from risk management. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm right. I'm not gonna say he wrong. I'm gonna say we definitely see it different, you know, and that's cool. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I think that in terms of risk management, I mean, all the risks is on Micah Parsons' side. The more he plays, and more he steps on that field. I mean, that's the risk, and it's been more than a few players. And maybe I should do a show on that, where they didn't get their money, they came to training camp, or they went ahead and played, and they got injured. Right? Blew a knee, did something to impact their income. And nobody's gonna feel sorry for Micah Parsons. You know, this one of Jones, they go trying to sign him if he get hurt because they feel like they about to get a big discount, and that's not gonna be no max deal. So the only person at risk here is Micah Parsons.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
And that's how I see it. I see it from risk management.
Yeah.
And that's why, honestly, I had a problem when Zack Martin skipped all them young dudes, because you already was a first rounder, plus you secured already multiple millions. Mm-hmm. The risk was behind you. Now, did you have a right to do it? Yeah. Should you have done it? Yep. Yeah. But did you catch them Joneses by surprise and mess up their budgeting? Yep. Mm-hmm. Way more than Micah. Way more. Cause it's in the CBA agreement. It's already in the CBA agreement that Micah had a right to negotiate after year 3 and it's year 4. He could have did this last year, y'all. See, people got to keep it real according to the paperwork, not according to morals. And you know, I CD was drafted before me, so I'm gonna get behind him, man. Say, listen, man, there ain't no rules when you squabbling over millions. What we talking about? Yeah. It's like we're having rules in a street fight, bro. It's like there's really no rules in a street fight. It's just win at all costs and by any means necessary. I mean, that's really what it is. When you're dealing with tens of millions of dollars, you're dealing with over $100 million. Think about that. Have y'all even had? Some people have even made, you know, and this is not no shade, but you know, it never held or had $1,000, you know, or $10,000. Okay, we're talking about $100 million. That's what you're talking about when you talk about Micah Parsons. You're talking about $100 million plus. Right.
So put yourself in his shoes. Would you be a little petty? Would you want to hold out? Would you miss workouts? Would you show that you're uncomfortable and you're displeased if you've had a grade A Pro Bowl performance that we just showed you? How would you feel about it? What would you do? What would you think? Just suppose you were in that situation. I guarantee you'd be a lot less judgmental.
Oh man. Because I don't think a lot of people looking at it like what you just said from empathy. They just looking at it from the Cowboys' perspective. You should be there for the young guys. No, you need to think about this from just practical empathy. How would you feel if you looked up and guys you was drafted with that you're way better than are already secured and already got way more money? How would you feel? See, people don't want to talk about that. The respect part of this and how would you feel part of this. See, that's the part we skip. That I'm over here getting 20 on my 5th year and they over here getting 76 million guaranteed. Oh no, man, I got a problem with that. Just on how I feel about that. And then, low key, you got Jerry. If we play the clip, Jerry, remember he was talking about the option? Do you want me to pull that up? Where he was talking about the option. He was like, if y'all want to know why these guys are not paid, it's because I want to see more.
And he said, I'm not ready to go yet.
What?
I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready to go. That's what he said. Those were his exact words. I'm not ready to go. And see, and this is my challenge for people that are looking at it from a Cowboys perspective. Why are you a company man for a company who don't care about you? What I'm saying is this. They are not aggressively signing their best players. They're putting the season at risk. They're putting the ticket sales at risk. They're putting our ability to win and go to the Super Bowl at risk by playing games with the top players on their team. And they do it year after year. Why are you defending that?
Yeah.
Why are you defending that? Even if we can move empathy aside. Just from a practical standpoint as a fan, why are you defending an organization that's doing that? I wouldn't defend that. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I don't agree or defend all their choices. And I'm saying that empathy aside, this is just a choice that I don't agree with because the smart and the best organizations, there's a pattern, Boss Cowboy, and we can even go through and do a show on that. That'll be a good one. There's a pattern of them signing their best players early. There's a pattern.
Yep.
You don't negotiate and hardball and denigrate your franchise quarterback. We're the only organization that does that.
What you think about this company? Said, boss, to destroy your argument, they didn't sign their 5th-year option. They stood their ground.
Who's he talking about?
He talking about Micah Parsons signed his 5th year.
Oh, that he did or he didn't?
He did.
Yeah, he did it as a security blanket. Yeah.
Which is the exact same thing Zack Martin did.
Yeah,
he signed his contract and then said, you know what? I changed my mind, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you sign it so that you can guarantee that money. That's common sense. Wouldn't you sign the 5th-year option? I believe this 5th-year option is going to pay him, I think around 20-something million or something like that. I don't have the exact numbers. Maybe you can look it up, but wouldn't you sign if they was going to guarantee you get $20-something million when you don't have a contract extension? Are you going to hold out and then risk that I'm going to play and get injured and not have signed it? I mean, what would you do? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
And see, my boss said, what year was it that Zach held out? Year 4?
Mm-hmm.
Before year 5.
Mm-hmm. Which is what he should have done. What he should have did.
Yeah, he did it in year 4.
Which is what he should have did. 100% to get his contract. 100%.
Yep. So yeah, man. So anyway, let me, man. Oh, I had to remember. I was getting to them super chats. I ain't gonna take no calls today, y'all. I'm kind of tired. If that's cool. I know I said freestyle, and I just can't do it today. It's too late. I want to finish these super chats though. We got about 3 more, then we can kind of conclude. He said if CD and Parsons were signed to new deals, they would be there. Exactly.
Yeah. It's really simple. It's
This is on the Jones and the way they operate. Yes, real GMs moving. And see, that's what's so funny is most people putting the heavy on Micah and silent on front office.
It's so twisted, boss. It's so twisted. And this is the congratulations. Just great job. Bravo.
They killed it.
Bravo to the Jones family, and just how well you have this media engine oiled like a fine-tuned machine to always turn against the prey.
Yeah.
You turned against the prey.
Yeah.
And make it defend the predator. This is amazing. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's well done. Well done.
Amazing. Well played.
And you know the saddest part is then people will say, take less and just live off the endorsements. Listen, when the Joneses pausing the water like this, marketing companies not gonna want you when your fan base don't like you.
Right.
So they giving everybody a good old cup of that wee-woo.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee-woo.
They the best at wee-woo ever. Like, for real. It is nobody better at wee-wooing everybody than front office. For real.
Yeah.
And then my boy said, that's real, boss. Word up. You're a good dude, man. That's our last super chat. Matter of fact, OC, I am gonna take some calls, man. I know you got to get up early. I don't want to cheat these people, man. They some good people, man. I could take these calls solo. I could take these calls.
You take a couple of them.
You gonna take some calls with me?
Yeah, right, I hang for a couple now. Now about 20 of y'all call. I'm getting off, because I got laid out. I'm saying, a few of y'all I got you. I ain't staying on the 10. You forget that.
Sunday usually we'll get a lot of people call in on Sunday. They call in usually with stuff break. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear from B Bird because he get passionate on this. Whenever we start talking about the politics, B Bird gonna be the first to call. Let's get it.
Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.
Alright, y'all know how it go, man. Y'all ain't calling in. I'm telling you. Especially when I say I'm tired, y'all know what I'm gonna do. 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on Twitter.
The conference has been locked.
Sorry, I ain't playing no game.
Man, follow us, man, on all channels, man. Follow the OC100 on Twitter, not X, man.
Alright, let's give our fighter words on this, bro.
Hey, man, look, man, the Cowboys have the chance to right wrongs once again, but the Cowboys won. They're going to make Micah Parsons play out this 4th year. He's going to have to sit out after this 4th year to try to get his money, and then he will. They're not going to pay him before that. CeeDee Lamb, it may be because he is so valuable to the offense, but, you know, if the Cowboys do things the right way, we move on and we concentrate on playing football. But, you know, this is the Dallas Cowboys. What do you expect? That's my final word.
So, the whole point of this presentation was not to just harp on the differences of treatment, which is obvious. Okay. Because obviously I started it with the famous...
Cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Come on.
Everybody know that. But that's not the point. The major point is how to be wise with our voice and to recognize the season that we're in. Okay? And don't let your righteousness be used for evil. That's the main point of this whole show. Is I can be saying some very honest and righteous things, which I've done, right? I haven't ever held back on my opinions of Micah Parsons or anybody. I've always kept it 100 to the best of my abilities with everybody. Okay. So when I talked about appropriate or inappropriate, that was about reading a room. But when I look up and I really do see people outraged at Micah and to a hypocritical standpoint, because that energy is so different than somebody who had, let me be clear on this too. Zack Martin had a right and did what was right for him and his family. Let me be clear on that. He had a right and did what was right for him and his family. So my thing is this though. When I know people out there are pandering, when I see people out there doing what I saw with Emmett, trying to tell Dak to take 28 million instead of 35 million. Can I ask you a question? What did Dak end up signing for? 40. Did Amari get signed anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I just wanted to let everybody know that's the season that we in. Mm-hmm. And when we in that season, even if it's righteous, I'm telling you right now, I might see some things on Micah that I feel like he need to be more mature on. But it's gonna be just like that police officer that show up to my house when I had a fight with my brother or my son. I don't see nothing happened. By officer, because you looking to fill your quota and put my son in jail. I'm looking to just discipline him and help him to make better decisions, and I don't need the state to help me with that. So that's my final words.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, I'm just trying to get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the 2nd grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Love, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Cause hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, grand to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave cause you ain't got a boat.